Have you ever wondered how to keep your opponent guessing every single snap? Well, today I'm going to reveal a mini scheme in the Veer and Shoot Tennessee playbook that will keep your opponent guessing, and it will help you know who to look for when you're calling plays and how to punish them every single down. So stay tuned, because you're going to be able to dip your toe into the Veer and Shoot and have success, and then maybe this will help you want to explore the playbook even further. But first, we got to get into what is a mini scheme, because I hear this talked about all over YouTube, and it really confuses me until I just had a moment in bed while I was about to go to sleep and I went, holy crap. The mini scheme is just a main play and other constraint plays to it. And I'm going to show you an example of using this with just the inside zone. Let's go to the whiteboard. So we've got a standard 2x2, and we're going to show inside zone. Now, inside zone, I'm going to just run it basic as is to the left. Everybody's got their gap and they climb right there. If no one's there, they just get someone that's going to show up. And most of the time, most inside zone teams are going to read this end. If this end crashes down, then that tells the quarterback to pull the ball and run. If the end goes up the field, then that tells them just to hand the ball off. And EA, I beg you, please change the way we do this back to the normal way instead of this new way. It makes me feel stupid. All right, now what do most teams do, though, to stop this play? And this is where your constraints or your mini scheme comes into play. Most teams are going to crash down automatically to give this guy a pull read, and then they're going to scrape over top to punch him in the mouth. This is called a scrape exchange. So to combat that, we have to come up with a new play inside of our mini scheme. And what most teams will do is they will base or inside zone the front side and then base the back side and then move the key. Hey, real quick, if you find these videos valuable, could you do me a favor and go ahead and hit that like and that subscribe button? It lets YouTube know that, hey, this is good. It pushes out and more people can be able to run this scheme and actually have fun in this game. So if you can do that, thank you. Now let's get back to it. To this guy right here. Now, what does that mean? Well, most of the time, they're going to run a little snag right behind it, and then they're going to see what he does. Does he come up to stop the run? If so, the quarterback will pull it, throw the snag. If he drops back, then he'll hand the ball off, and that's one way to combat it. But the defense is smart, so what do they normally do? Now, what most teams will do to stop this is they will drive the safety down to take that away. And that's okay, because you have a mini scheme or constraint. And that constraint in this case is this. Most teams will run some form of play action. In this case, I drew up Y cross or 95 in the air raid terminology. And this is why they do it. Because if they're still playing too high, this safety has to get over top of that, because in cover 4, he's got to drive to the flat. So that takes out this side of the field. And now you have all this grass right here to attack. Or if this man bites up thinking it's a snag, you have grass behind him. That is what a mini scheme is. Now you're probably thinking, that's great, Ron, but what in the world does this have to do with NCAA Football 25? Well, in the Veer and Shoot, we're going to base a mini scheme or one play with 4 constraints in this formation right now. The formation is wide slot right, and it's got 24 plays. But what we're going to work on for our mini scheme is we're going to have in it, we're going to have the RPO alert post ISO. We're going to do RPO glance post, RPO read flat, and then play action deep choice. And our base play that we're going to come out for this mini scheme is going to be the RPO alert bubble. And I'm just going to come out and cover 3 match. Now, what you want to look for when you run this play is a couple of things. One, every play has a pre-snap read, and a pre-snap read is something you choose to throw it regardless of what happens. You're just saying, this guy is open, YOLO, I'm going to throw it. You cannot go, and this is something I have to tell my quarterbacks when I was a quarterback coach, is pre-snap, you are making a choice to say, I'm going to throw this. You can't go, okay, I'm going to look at the pre-snap when the ball's snapped, and then if that's not there, I'm going to try to swing my eyes back and go to the post-snap. You cannot do that. You have to make a decision. And in this case, if I have it pre-snap, if I think in this base play, pre-snap is going to be, in this play, the very first one, X. Do I have that hitch? If I think I have that hitch, I'm going to throw it regardless of what happens. So in this example, he's dropping back. I throw it. That is fine. We get 5 yards, and we do this over and over again because they're going to adjust. Now, let's say we come out here and they press. Well, if I look pre-snap, I do not have it. Now, if I want to trust the computer and say, you know what, buddy, I think he is going to run a fade, I can throw that fade. But for me personally, when I see this, don't like it. Now my eyes are going to post snap, and what I'm going to read is the defender over white or the slot wide receiver. If he shuffles in, I am going to throw it. If he just sits there, I am not going to throw it. He sits there, so I just hand the ball off, and I'm going to do that over and over again. Now, when do I know when the mini scheme and the audibles come into play based on who the user is usering in this play? If he is using a linebacker and he is stuffing everything in there and he's making stops on the running back over and over again, then our very first thing is we are going to go with the RPO flat. Why is that? Well, if you look at this, I show the play art, you will see that we are blocking on the outside. Those two guys are blocking up. That means the read is going to be who this man is right here. If he is tucked into the box, you will notice, like most users, they come right here. Well, if you see why, he's already got the leverage. And when you hear people say leverage, that means he is outside. If we were to race to the sideline, Y already has a head start because he is out there. So I am going to call this, and I am thinking I am going to throw the ball. So I just snap it, throw it, and then that man should be blocked. But again, there's so many people out there. We just want 3 to 4 yards because in this game, you know that all it takes is one missed tackle and then you're going to score. All right. So that is if he's using the linebacker. What if he uses the safety? Well, it depends on which one he's using the safety. If it's this safety right here and he likes to bring it down in the box, well, he vacated space. Which play attacks that space he is vacating? And that is going to be the alert post. You can see that if the user is right here, he's got all this grass behind him. So I am going to see if I can throw that. Same rules apply pre-snap though. Do I have the hitch? If I have the hitch, I'm going to take it. Post-snap on this play. Does he have the hitch? B. I'm going to take it, whichever it is. All right, you see that? You see how he's already off of him? But I'm not going to worry about that. I'm looking for the post that is right behind that safety. Hike it. He's dropping. You see some grass. You throw it. Will he catch it all the time? I don't know. But what we want to do is we want to hit that once or twice to make this guy move back. So then we can go back to our original play. That's great. But what if he is using this safety and he comes down into the box? That's what a lot of guys like to do. They like to use the off safety that is away from the strength of the defense. Well, in that case, we have the glance post. Look at that. We have a post attacking grass that he is giving up. So now that is the post snap. That is what we're going to read once the ball is snapped. Do we have anything pre-snap? If we do, we're going to throw that bubble. If not, we're going to throw the post. And a little thing that I like to do is I'm just going to put this guy I'm just going to blitz him. All right, so he doesn't get back. But what I like to do if I'm going to throw the post, and this is very important, watch the corner's hips. If his hips, when he is backpedaling, flip and his private area is to the sideline, that is a man turn, I'm going to hit that post. If he flips his hips and his private area is to the field, that is a zone. And then in this game, that's a little stutter, they could break on it. So that's what I want to see. So I'm going to hike it. You see how he's inside? I'm going to pause it, and I want you to see how that man, since he's a zone turn, this is very important, and I'm getting excited about this. Watch his hips. You see how they open up? That is a zone turn, and then that way he could have broken on the post. I'm not going to throw it because they blocked it up or they locked it up, so I'm going to hand the ball off. But I'm going to go to man real quick. I'm a man. Let's see. I'm just going to hike the ball. First, I'm going to put everybody on a quarterback spy because I don't want anybody to just destroy me real quick. I'm going to see if that defender flips his hips and points his private area to the sideline. You see how he flips his hips now. His junk is to the sideline. That is a man turn. You can fire this in all day. Hopefully your quarterback's a lot better than just chili pepper in the dirt right there. But you see how that's open. And then the last one is if you want to take the top off, if you want to punish them for now we're hitting them up, they're bringing everybody into the box like so. Then we're going to go with our play action deep choice. Now here's the thing. If you do not like what the computer picks, you can pick it yourself based on the safety structure. What I mean by that is if you see this safety right here, we got two safeties, too high. We can either do one thing, either two things. We can either post them or dig them. If it's one high, you want to vert them or dig them. You can make the choice yourself. In this example, I want to go ahead. I see too high. I want to make it a post. So this way, I'm not guessing what this guy is doing. I'm going post to B. I'm going touchdown to check down. Very simple. I'm not reading 1,000 different things because I'm 40 and I don't really want to go through progressions and learn it like that. So I will just hike the ball. If I have it, you see how he's right there? So I'm just going to throw it to the side. Yeah, I threw an interception because I'm trash like that, but you notice what that is. And let's get into that to show you that this actually works in real time. So I come out here in the alert post ISO, and right off the bat, I see that 1, pre-snap is dead, 2, this is dead, and then I have 3 defenders over my post. So I'm thinking I am not going to run this ball. But what happens is all of a sudden he audibles, and I still do not have the numbers. There's people in the grass. I could throw this if I wanted to. I could throw this if I wanted to. So now my read has changed. So I'm thinking this to hand the ball off. I see what's going on. I hike it, and I just go ahead and hand the ball off because I didn't like the look I was getting. The next play, I come out in the bubble, and I want to put it to the wide side of the field. It's very important that you run this offense on the wide side of the field. If you notice, this man is coming out this way, and then there's enough cushion here. I could throw this if I want to, but this side right over here is dead. Since it's dead, I'm just going to go ahead and hand the ball off, get what I can, the first down, and then just keep it rolling. Remember, we want to get positive plays over and over again. In this play, I'm coming out in the glance post, and I'm checking pre-snap. Remember, this side over here is the pre-snap. And do I have the numbers? Well, I've got 3/2. So right now, the pre-snap is not it. This is post-snap on this side, meaning I've already eliminated this side. I am now going to read this man right here. Does he give me the grass, or does he stay there and won't allow me to run it? So that is what I'm looking at when the ball is hiked. And as you can tell right here, the safety drops back. So I just go ahead and just run the ball because he's taken away the grass for me. I come out and I run the same exact play. And I'm going to be honest, guys, you can say whatever you want. If they can't stop it, I'm going to run it over and over again. So this time I'm seeing 2/2. So this is maybe. All right, so this is pre-snap, but I may keep my eyes over here if I decide to go this way post-snap. Right here, I see that they are in the grass, so I'm thinking this is dead. I'm going to see if this man moves into my screen. If he does, I'm going to throw it out there. If not, I'm just going to hand the ball off. I'm hurrying up to the line. No one shows up, and again, with option principles, if you are confused, just hand the ball off. Live to fight another day. You don't have to make these throws. You can run the ball because that's what an RPO is. Run past option. So right here, I noticed that they had a linebacker and he's dropping back. So if I have 2 over here and they have 2 defenders, one right there, then who has the tight end? It would be this man right here. Well, just by alignment alone, he has the leverage, meaning if they race to the sideline, he's probably going to win if all things being equal because he has a head start. So when I hike the ball, if he sits or if he comes this way, I'm just going to throw it to my tight end and try to get as many yards as I can without fumbling. And as you can tell, he's going to be the user. He's confused. Throw it. Make one person miss, and then you've got a nice gain on this because you knew what you're doing because of this scheme, this mini scheme, this constraint plays. Now on this play, I was just trying to run yards off, so I just hike it right up the middle. And EA, if you could, please make the blocking just a little bit better. It's amazing. I love it, but I'm sick of getting blown up on a straight dive like this. This is insane. Like I've said before, I keep running the same plays. If they can't stop it, you can call me cheese. That's all right, but I guarantee you this. In real life, when you play a game against another coach and you cannot stop their offense, they're going to run it over and over and over again until you stop it. So please, and if it's not cheesy and they're not breaking the game, stop complaining if people run the same play over and over again. That's my soapbox. But when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing, okay, there are 2 people over here. That's not going to work. It's already dead. There are 3 people over here. So I'm going in thinking, okay, I'm just going to hand the ball off because they have everything defended. But then he does something magical. He changes his offense or his defense. And if you can tell now, this man has the leverage. Nothing changed backside. So this is dead. I am now going, this is going to be my post snap right here. And if he comes this way, then I'm going to pull it and throw to the wide receiver running the bubble. He comes inside. That's what she said. He's here. So what? he's already 10 yards back. There's only one guy out here, and I'm blocking him. So I like my numbers as coaches in real life and in Madden. We just got to put our best guys one-on-one in space, and hopefully our stick skills in this situation will get us a touchdown. And that is all we can do in these kind of games. Notice, get it out there, make one person miss. That's a touchdown with this mini scheme, and we were only running 3 plays. This mini scheme is something that you can now go, okay, if this man stops it, I run this. If this man stops it, then I run this. This is an if-then structure that helps out a ton in this game. And if you love this video, you're going to love this one right here.